another episode of My Car Story. I'm here with Chuck Knudson. Chuck, good to see you. And we're at the Muscle Car and Corvette National here in Rosemont, Illinois. One of the best muscle car shows, period, in the United States. So you're thinking, really, Lou, let's take a look at some of the cars. And thank you, I got that. And I'll take this. Chuck, come with me.
I hope it was steady enough.
You are doing great. So come on over, and what do we have here today?
Well, this is a 1969 Ford Cobra. More likely a
Ford Fairlane.
Ford Fairlane Cobra.
Wow. And the tail on here is spectacular. This was the NASCAR racing we're in, isn't it?
Exactly. NASCAR, Ford raced this car in NASCAR 68 and 69. A lot of the Ford NASCARs were Talladega.
Okay. So come on over with me. We're going to kind of actually try to pull back, get an overall shot of this car from the side. We've clearly got other cars, but so people can see that. And that looks great. So let's walk and talk. Tell me a little bit, how'd you end up with this car?
Well, that's a story in itself.
Yeah, tell me that story.
I was drag racing a 69 Mustang in 77, 78, and I needed a spare race motor.
Yeah.
And was looking for a Ford Super Cobra Jet motor, and a friend of mine told me that this car was going to come up for sale. I watched for it a couple of weeks, and ended up buying it for a spare motor.
Sure. But then what happened?
Well, I brought it home on a trailer, never started the car, didn't look at the car, only wanted the motor. My next door neighbor was a car enthusiast, and he looked the car over and pointed out to me that it had all matching parts. The spare tire was still in the trunk. The thermoreactor system that wasn't on the motor was laying in the trunk, and he said, you can't take this car apart. So I didn't. I took it to a family farm and put it in the shed in 1978.
1978, this car goes into a shed, unrestored, all original.
All original.
And here it is. Obviously, it looks a heck of a lot better than 1978. I know people are saying, "Ooh, let's see the whole front of the car." I'm going to get to that. I'm going to feature all the features there. Let me pull back here. For a second, so people can get a better look at the overall front of the car. Let's pull back here. There we go. That looks fantastic. So you decided you're going to restore it.
Yeah.
Why?
I've been in storage all that time. In the early 80s, I bought parts to go on the car, new old stock parts, and had them in storage all that time. In 2011, I'm 62 years old, decided it was time to do something.
This is it. So let's get, that's an important badge right there.
So we took it to the shop in 2011. It was there for 26 months.
Let's have you open the door. Yeah, go ahead. So you put it in there?
Yeah, June of 2013 it came out of the shop.
So what were some of the tougher parts on a car like this?
Well, the trim is awfully hard to find. Not nearly as easy as the Mustangs. That's the hard part. Sheet metal is not too bad if you have goods to start with. The restoration shop made all the pieces that needed to be replaced.
I'm going to jump in here. So was there anything that was, what was some of the things that you recall you're going, you know, that was just difficult to find?
Again, the trim is the hard part.
The trim, parts. Okay.
I went through an episode and about 3 different pieces to find one for the trunk lid.
Wow.
But that's the hard part with these cars.
So when you finally got it all together, did you just kind of, I did it? I mean, this is an accomplishment. We got our pedals there. You had to feel fantastic when that happened.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's been a goal for a long time. You know, I've owned the car 35 years.
Yeah.
It's sat a long time. It could use some better parts here and there, and we're still working on it. They're never finished.
Mm-hmm. You guys want this scored down for filming? Okay.
And then What are is this the heater down here? These push?
Yes, that's the heater control.
Gotcha.
That's the heater control.
Oh yeah, it's just the littlest red, white, and blue there. Well, let's go take a look at under the hood. That's what people are kind of interested in, right? Let's take a look under the hood. While you're doing that, I'm going to just kind of feature this. This is a Super Cobra Jet because I see a radiator up here.
Yes, that's an oil cooler.
Okay, oil cooler. Sorry, all right.
The drag pack package was an option with the 428 Cobra Jet engine, and with the drag pack option, you got an oil cooler, you got the Le Mans style rods, and either a 430 or a 391 gear ratio in the differential. And this car has the drag pack.
Were the hood pins standard at that time? I'm guessing they were.
They were on this car.
Yeah.
They were on this car.
That would make sense. Let me get both sides of the engine compartment. And all the proper badging and marking. I can see the B back there on the back. F and the P. Spectacular. Good enough to completely stop you.
Yes, it's...
when you were driving in this, I mean, you and your wife, how do you feel?
Oh, real good. Unfortunately, we don't drive it that much, but